I was buying a car for my wife at CarMax a couple of weeks ago, and one of the salesmen, a young man, came up to me and said, "Hey, I watched some of your real estate videos," which is a miracle because we are very, very small. I said, "Let's go grab lunch and we'll talk about basically where you are on the journey." He's a young guy, like early 20s, late teens max. So I wanted to make a video for Matt that would basically distill down the conversation that we had had to some bullet points that create direct action that would impact exactly who he is and where he is. But I think if you are new thinking about getting into house flipping, this stuff is going to directly translate for you as well. Remember that nothing you will learn in the pursuit of understanding how to flip houses will be wasted. You will learn things that may not pertain to you at this moment in time, but take those seeds of knowledge and store them somewhere so that in the future you can go back to them and you can remember, this was a strategy that I heard about. I don't remember exactly how to do it, but I know that there's a thing out here that I heard about once that I can revisit. No knowledge is wasted. There are many different types of real estate investing, but when you're new, you typically need income. So focus on flipping. Flipping creates the most income in the shortest amount of time. Not wholesaling, not buying rentals, not Airbnb, flipping. It's a tall order these days, and the learning curve is steep, especially with financing. But that just means if you can dedicate the time and you can figure it out now, when the market twists and turns, you will remember this time and you will remember the harder times when the easier times come. Focus on the type of education that you actually need. You don't need to listen to podcasts on multifamily investing or commercial investing if your focus is single family houses. You know that other stuff is out there, but just listen to podcasts and watch YouTube videos on how to flip a house and variations of the different types of skills that are needed inside of what it takes to actually flip a single family house. For example, construction videos, learning how to estimate a rehab, learning how to talk to sellers, certain types of sales training, door knocking, how do I find money for my deal? Focus on the exact type of education that you need. If you have specific questions, write those questions down and then Google the answers. And once you feel like you have enough of an answer, then move on, answer another question. Ask a question, answer a question, move on. But don't watch videos on multifamily investing or commercial investing if your focus is single family houses. Figure out what it will take for you to flip a single family house competently, because you're also learning how to educate yourself. I learn by watching YouTube videos and listening to podcasts and going to live events for education. That's the best way that I know how to do it for me. So when I have questions, that's immediately what I go to. You will mess up 1,000 times, but if you keep failing forward, you will be failing in the right direction. Time block. Time blocking is imperative because it will allow you to set aside a certain amount of time to focus on what the next question to be answered is. It's so easy to waste time and feel like we're actually doing something. I'm going to go to a networking event, but don't just go to a networking event. Go to a networking event with an intention. What is my intention of going to this networking event? I'm going to talk to 3 new people that I've never met. I'm going to tell them the following about myself. I'm brand new. Here are the skills that I'm attempting to learn. I'm not going away until I learn them. What are you doing? And then listen to what that person is doing. And if they're not somebody who you believe can help you, remember their name, thank them for their time, and move on to the next person. You don't need to build your team in this time. Any title company will close a real estate transaction for you. You don't need to spend a lot of time figuring that out. Even if you pick the wrong one on the front end that's a little bit higher fees, make that mistake and focus on the larger goal, which is, how do I go about flipping this house? And then you can work on those tweaks in the long run. Do not build a bookshelf before you have books. Everybody who says that you need to build your team before you even started your deal, or that you need to start an LLC, or that you need to understand trusts or understand insurance before you even have any assets, is completely wrong. Do those things become important over time? Yeah, they become important over time, but not when you've done 0 deals. So focus on answering the questions that put you in one path, one goal. How do I flip a house? I work the best at night. So for me, what I would do is time block 2 hours in the evening. And I hate doing certain type of tasks, like very detail-oriented work. So for me, the books were always a nightmare. What I would have to do is say, I am going to spend 15 minutes not working on the books, but breaking it down further. I'm going to create an Excel spreadsheet with the following columns. And once I got that done, if that didn't take 15 minutes, then I would add to that list. I want to now insert a few of the receipts of things that I have been working on and work on that for 15 minutes, knowing that that time will very soon come to an end. Then I'm going to spend the next 45 minutes of that hour watching YouTube videos on people who are telling me basically how to understand what to look for when I'm working on a rehab estimate, because that's part of my strength. That's what I'm good at. So in order for me to not burn out, 15 minutes on something I hate, 45 minutes on something I love. While you're time blocking, you will notice that there are certain tasks that you naturally gravitate to, and there are tasks that you naturally gravitate away from. Make notes. Write a list that says things I like and things I don't like pertaining to this business. After you've done your first flip, your next goal is to learn how to turn this into a business, which is going to be understanding how to delegate those tasks to someone else, to either pay somebody else on staff or to pay a third party or to partner with somebody who can handle those things. But knowing while you are going through the process, learning who you are and learning what you're going to be good at within this organization is so important, because that's the seat you need to sit in on the bus. And then you need to fill the other seats with other people. You cannot sit in every seat on the bus, or you will find that you become the biggest hindrance for your business. The book Who Not How by Dan Sullivan and Benjamin Hardy is a fantastic book that I think is worth a read or worth a listen to during this part of your education, because understanding the thought process of, I do not have to be good at all of this stuff. I need to recognize the things I am not good at and learn how to delegate those to other people is going to be vital if you want to actually go from flipping one house to turning it into a business. The skills that you will learn flipping a house will translate into so many other things. So even if you never end up flipping, or you only end up flipping one, or you only end up flipping a few, those will carry you forward into whatever else you decide to do in life. Learning how to learn as an adult is so much different than learning how to learn as a kid, figuring out how to take a test, but understanding how to create a goal, ask questions, and get those questions answered and continuing to move is an absolutely translatable skill that will take you so far in life. The core questions for real estate investing are always the same. How do I find a deal? Where do I find a deal? How do I fund the deal? How do I rehab the deal? And what am I going to do with the house afterwards? It's so easy in this business to get distracted by all the different ways to dispose of a house. I'm going to Airbnb, I'm going to rent, I'm going to flip, I'm going to wholesale, I'm going to wholesale, I'm going to any number of those things. But focusing on the core tenets and making sure that you stay in that zone and learn those things and master those things will take you further than learning all the subtleties of how to dispose of the houses. Learn how to find deals. Learn how to identify your buy box, the area that you want to buy in. Learn how to fund the deals. Learn how to estimate a rehab. Learn how to talk to sellers. If you can do that, Matt, you will be successful. One simple piece of the puzzle that I'll solve for you, if you find a good deal and you're in the southeastern region of the United States, Nashville Money Guys, which is the channel that you're watching, we're a hard money lender and we will potentially fund that deal for you. If you find a good enough deal, the money side can be covered. Check us out at NashvilleMoneyGuys.com if you're interested in more information about that. This is not an easy business to do, but it is a very worthy pursuit, and you will learn things about yourself while you're doing it that you will be glad that you know. You will learn life skills that you didn't know you needed until all of a sudden you were deploying them. I think everyone should learn how to flip a house. I don't think everyone should grow a mustache. And neither does my wife. Thanks for watching. I'm Brandon McDonald with the Nashville Money Guys.